Well, before we go into executive session, we've received a letter from the Sheriff's Department, and I'd like our clerk to read that letter, please.
Date on the letter is July 5th, 2022, to Commissioner Fuda, Commissioner Cantalamessa, and Commissioner Frenchko from Sheriff Paul Monroe regarding an appropriate response to a citizen complaint. It reads, Commissioner, I am writing this letter as a response to Commissioner Frenchko's reading at a June 1st, 2022 Commissioner public meeting, the letter claiming to be written by the mother of a previously incarcerated adult inmate in the Trumbull County Jail. Commissioner Frenchko chose to publicly air the contents of the letter without first inquiring with my office or the jail administration. Allegations that the letter writer's son was denied requested medical attention while housed in the jail. Commissioner Frenchko provided commentary in connection with the reading of the letter, suggesting a factual basis existed to support the alleged denial, and reading of the letter suggesting without holding medical attention when requested. Such a public presentation prior to initiating was inappropriate. Investigation through well-established existing investigatory protocol is contrary to sound government and procedural justice safeguards. Commissioner Frenchko has been advised on at least 2 prior separate occasions of the proper procedure to initiate and file a complaint regarding allegations of improper treatment of inmates. Again, however, Commissioner Frenchko apparently chose intentionally to ignore the proper and professional process of addressing the issue initially by forwarding a complaint to the Sheriff's Office. Instead, without any investigation or cooperation to verify whether the letter was factually based or simply unfounded allegations, Commissioner Frenchko chose to read it publicly without having initiated or attempted to initiate a proper investigative procedure. To date, Commissioner Frenchko has not provided an official complaint, a copy of the letter to the Sheriff's Office, or otherwise sought to have an official investigation commenced. Although almost 30 days have passed since she publicized the allegations of the letter, however, I initiated an investigation into what, if anything, alleged to have been denied the inmate as apparently accepted as fact by the Commissioner. Working solely off Commissioner Frenchko's social media post of the reading of the inmate's mother's letter, the inmate was identified in all relevant records and other information was gathered and examined. Not only did the inmate's record establish an absence of any request for medical attention been made,
That's not true.
And other relevant
That's not true.
Point of order.
That's not true. Yeah.
Continue.
Not only did the inmate's records establish an absence of any...
If I would have known this was being read, I would have had, maybe the mother could have come.
Will you allow the clerk to finish what she's asked?
Well, this is not even part of our meeting.
Yes, it is. Ms.
No, it's not. These attacks or complaints against me during a meeting don't relate to county commissioner business. This is ridiculous. Okay.
It doesn't pertain. Continue.
Not only did the inmate's records establish an absence of any request for medical attention been made...
The calls were recorded.
Jail records and other relevant information, as well as relevant jail...
There are witnesses.
...personnel substantiated that no request for medical attention was
And the
made
kiosk was
on
broken.
side. According to the inmate himself, the sheriff is doing a great job.
That's not
The
true.
complaint had no basis in fact. Nonetheless,
No.
Commissioner Frenchko presented
Dishonest.
to the public that was neither accurate nor factually
No.
based in a manner clearly indicating that
Well, the woman should be here. I feel bad that the previous inmate and her mother aren't here because
Will
he's
you allow the clerk to finish?
he has Bell's palsy right now.
Robert's rules. It says no cell phones. You have a cell phone. Don't interrupt.
Okay.
You're interrupting. So why do you say you want us to follow Robert's rules and you don't follow them? Will you
Okay.
continue, clerk?
Oh, this is okay.
He's talking to the mic.
Nonetheless, Commissioner Frenchko presented a letter to the public that was neither accurate nor factually based in a manner clearly indicating that the contrary was true. She presented this letter as if it were fact without even minimum good faith adherence to established procedures. Commissioner
I did. I asked for a copy of their policies. They wouldn't even send me a copy of their policies until this week.
Will you stop, Ms. Frenchko? Continue.
Commissioner Frenchko's presentation not only unnecessarily.
Well, what? Is it upsetting?
Yes, being here is upsetting
Yeah.
in this position. Yes, ma'am, it is. It's causing me
I know, you probably shouldn't have to be doing these things. I understand.
Commissioner Frenchko's presentation not.
Nice.
I'm uncomfortable being on the camera. Commissioner Frenchko's presentation not only unnecessarily, inappropriately, and inaccurately.
It's a public meeting. If you're uncomfortable being on camera, then you shouldn't be the clerk.
I'm uncomfortable being on your camera, ma'am. In the performance of the men and women operating the Trumbull County Jail, but also negatively portrayed both the performance and the professional reputation of the third-party vendor providing medical care to the inmates of Trumbull County Jail. The third-party vendor, Dr. Philip Malvasi, has provided the necessary and required medical services for the jail to the Trumbull County Sheriff's Office for more than 20 years, long preceding my tenure as Trumbull County Sheriff. My experience has been that Dr. Malvasi has provided our inmates with quality professional health care throughout my years of service, and based on my review of records and conversations with multiple.
It has nothing to do with
jail
county
personnel
business.
during the entire length of service contracts. The county's contract with Dr. Malvasi has been saved taxpayers of Trumbull County hundreds of thousands of dollars by providing these medical services, as opposed to the county resorting to the corporate vendor at a much higher cost. Commissioner Frenchko, improper airing of the unsubstantiated.
There's nothing improper. This is
allegations
ridiculous
of
that
the
this is
letter
being
has
read.
also been detrimental to Dr. Malvasi and the relationship between the doctor and Trumbull County. This reckless behavior of Commissioner
There's
Frenchko
no
should
reckless behavior. This
not
is
be tolerated
ridiculous.
by Trumbull County citizens,
Okay.
nor the elected official, as it puts taxpayers' dollars and
No, it embarrasses
necessary
people
professional
for misconduct.
operations at risk. I am requesting a public apology from Commissioner Frenchko as the first step to regaining public trust. I expect the apology to be delivered in the same public forum as was the publication of the false accusations, respectively.
Wasn't a
of
false
Monroe,
accusation.
Trumbull County Sheriff.
Okay. So, okay, so I would like to respond to that. Oh, they stood up for that. Okay. So there was a letter that was written by an inmate's mother about someone who requested medical treatment. They were told that the kiosk was broken, that they weren't able to get treatment. They ended up getting meningitis and being in the hospital and going and to rehab. Now the individual has Bell's palsy and is blind. I sent a copy of this letter to the mother, and she emphatically said that her son did not say that the sheriff was doing a great job. The person who was with her, there were witnesses of him asking for help because there were phone calls from my understanding. And then once I brought this up at a public meeting, I received more complaints about things that had happened at the jail, and one of them was that an inmate was taken off of his medicine and then ended up dying within a few days because of being taken off of a heart medicine that caused him to have fluid retention.
This is getting disruptive.
Well, is it really? Because
It really is. You're talking about the chief law enforcement officer in Trumbull County.
You know,
it's unacceptable.
point of, don't interrupt me.
I did.
Okay,
You were done.
so no, I wasn't done. You,
interrupted everybody the entire
no.
time.
So why don't we have?
Tired of it, Ms. Frenchko.
So what happened here was I brought something up. I asked the sheriff for a copy of his standard operating. I asked him for his
You wanna apologize
I
to the
asked-
sheriff?
I asked him-
Fine, if you don't, we're gonna move on.
I asked him for his operating
going to
procedures.
move
They
on.
wouldn't even provide operating procedures and how the process works to get someone treatment. And then okay, so another thing for county business. This is for county business. The jobs and family services is not jobs and family services is not posting.
Ms. Frenchko,
What?
please stand up, please.
Why?
Because I'm requesting you to stand up, please. We're not going to deal with this. You're being very disruptive. You're disrupting the meeting.
I'm
Stand
not
up. Stand up, ma'am, please. Stand up.
disrupting a meeting.
That's correct. You're being disruptive. Stand up.
You can be removed
You
for being
stand up
disruptive in
now.
a meeting.
I'm not being disruptive.
This way,
This
ma'am.
is
This way, ma'am. This way. This way, ma'am.
The-
This way. Follow that officer, please. Thank you. You are removed.
Okay.
Before that, there was
We're gonna place you under arrest for disrupting.
discuss a few things.
Excuse me?
Have you seen the way that Mr. Fuda
I've been in
bangs
the
the
entire meeting.
sitting in the back, and I
Okay, so what we're gonna do is, well, go ahead.
Alright,
Are you ready to throw? Put your phone down, ma'am.
Phone out, please.
why?
Put your phone down, ma'am.
This is for my safety. I'd rather go out where there's videos. Do you have a video on?
I do not.
No. Put
No.
your phone down.
Down. You're now under arrest for disrupting a public meeting.
You're under arrest.
You're
Please
under
set your phone
arrest.
down.
Put your phone down. We're gonna place you in handcuffs.
I
You are now under arrest for
I have.
disruption of a
Whoa, whoa,
public
whoa!
meeting.
I am. Am I gonna have a medical? Look, I have.
Do you want us to call a squad for you? Or are you having a medical issue?
Yes, I have asthma. I'm
Okay, that's
on a
fine.
medicine paper, and I'm ill
that's
right
fine.
now.
That's fine. We'll have our medical staff look at you.
And I'm not under a doctor's. Ow! Please. I also have hypermobility, which is EDS, and my shoulders
Okay,
dislocated.
okay.
I'm
Understand.
doing this tightly.
I understand.
I'm just double locking these so they don't tighten up on you, okay? You have any weapons on you? Anything
No,
sharp?
ow.
Anything that
Please,
stick
this
us?
is too tight. This is too. Please loosen these up. I'm
I can
not
fit a
trying-
full finger in there. They
Okay.
are not too tight.
I'm saying my shoulder.
Okay.
This is your phone, right, ma'am?
Yes, and my glasses.
And your glasses?
And my
Yes, ma'am.
and my keys.
Okay.
And my water.
problem.
I have,
The water can stay.
no, I have POTS. It's a
Okay.
actual condition. Okay.
Not a problem.
Okay. I need the water, please.
We can't take that into the jail.
Well, I need to at least drink it. I literally have POTS. It's
Okay.
County Administration Building, myself and 12 log, 1 female, 21.
my shoulder hurts really badly.
Sure, I'll double cuff. I'll put another set of cuffs in you, okay?
Thank you.
Keep your hand behind your back, okay?
Yeah, this has I fractured my femur head and dislocated it. I have Ehlers-Danlos hypermobility with POTS, so. Yeah, 'cause dislocated actually petting a cat.
Okay.
Thank
That better?
you. Yes.
Okay.
And I
Watch
do
your
need,
best.
can I drink my water, please?
I can't let you do
I
that.
sincerely
That's
have
a
it.
great- no, that's
Well, you'll get water down
We're
there.
gonna
We'll be down there.
get you some water where we go. When we stop off, we're gonna walk 300 feet.